match of the evening, and it's going to be an absolute corker for you. Both of these guys know their way around the ring like nobody else, and they're going to put on a fantastic show. Introducing to you first, fighting out of Lincoln, in the red corner, bringing us together for Chris Deakin. And his opponent standing across the ring in the blue corner, he's your hometown hero, putting us together for Jason Vassallo! Introducing to you first, one more time in the red corner from Lincoln Fight Factory. Put your hands together for Chris Deakin. And his opponent standing across the ring in the blue corner from right here in Averley. Give it up for Jason Vassallo. This is a professional full contact kickboxing match over 6 2-minute rounds.
Here we go then, fight 9, Chris Deakin from Lincoln, current world champion, fighting Jason Vassallo from Averley, current world champion. This is a cracking matchup, Tom. Been looking forward to it since it was announced. 69 kilograms, full contact, 6 2-minute rounds.
Yeah, I spoke to these guys before the event started. They're both absolutely raring to get it on. I know both Chris and Jason have been looking to fight each other for a while now. This fight has been in the making for the last few years. And it's going to be Jason Vassallo's last fight, Steve. He told me earlier on that he's hoping to make this his last fight, and he's hoping to go out on a win. And for Chris Deakin, I think it's also going to be one of his last fights as well. So both of these guys, fantastic careers, and they're hoping to go out on a win.
Well, I followed Jason Vassallo since he was a youngster and commentated on him many times. I've even taken him abroad. And he is without doubt one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. But make no mistake, this Chris Deakin, he's made a name for himself in the last few years. And he would love to have Jason Vassallo's scalp. But he's got to be at the top of his game if he wants to do that here at the Circus Tavern tonight.
Certainly. Well, as you said, both of these guys have really impressive records. Current world champion Chris Deakin. Jason Vassallo's not going to be an easy one for him, but as you said, fantastically skilled fighter.
Well, and as you see there, respect, and that's what it's about from these top boys. You know, you give respect, you get respect, and you know, this is top quality kickboxing. You won't get better than this anywhere.
No, this truly is a world-class bout. Both of these guys belong on the international stage, and it's only fitting, really, that they get it on here at Circus Tavern, which has been a great venue for these events for many, many years now, in front of a fantastic crowd. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, both of these guys well-schooled in the art of ring craft. Jason Vassallo moving forwards, nicely taking it to Chris Deakin, who comes back with an equally well-measured counter-offensive. But so far in this round, it's been the man from Averley taking the advantage, Jason Vassallo. And a nice spinning back fist attempt there from Vassallo, nothing quite doing for him though. So moving to the final 10 seconds of round number 1. It's a nice even round, both guys getting in there just to feel things out, see what's happening. Jason Vassallo nearly catches Chris Deakin with a big right hook there. And an interesting round for the judges to score.
Here we go then, second of 6. Not scoring here this evening, but may I suggest that Vassallo took the first, Tom?
Yeah, certainly was the busier fighter, did more. Chris Deakin didn't quite have an answer for the well-timed onslaughts of Jason Vassallo, although he's coming back nicely here in round number 2. That was a Beautiful straight right just through the guard of Vassallo. Jason slipping and moving nicely. A very, very composed fighter here, and that is what it's all about when it comes to this sort of standard, ladies and gents. Composure in the ring. Being able to take a second and understand what your opponent's going to do and how you should respond, and that's what these guys are really putting on here. They are, you can hear the cogs turning in their head, Steve. They are really trying to find each other out, and a lovely right leg round kick there.
Well, they read the fight well too as well. You know, this is what you get from professional kickboxing. They read a fight well, and you know, slip move punches. But what I like to see from and what you're getting from both of these boys is kick punch combinations, and you know, you only get that from top draw.
Certainly a really, really good example for any young fighter coming up the bill, especially here tonight at Circus Tavern, but anyone watching at home hoping to get into the kickboxing game, K1 game, Muay Thai game. This is an excellent example of how you should be fighting in the ring, ladies and gentlemen. Composed, thoughtful, and, well, as you say, Steve, working in combinations, using your hands and feet to the best of your advantage in the same combination.
Well, you'll see Jason there is a very good switch hitter as well. He can fight off of either leg, as you're seeing there, and you know, both of these boys can use these kicks. They've got all the kicks, all the tools of the trade, let's say, and you know, this is just warming up.
For anyone out there not familiar with the rules of full contact kickboxing, ladies and gentlemen, it's no leg kicks, it's all above the waist. This is full contact, and this matchup is over 6 2-minute rounds here for the pros, and both of these guys, international fighters, they belong on a world stage. And so far, Steve, I think it's fair to say that Jason Vassallo's having the better of this one.
Yeah, and also it is 8 kicks per round. People think, well, that's not a lot, but that's one every 15 seconds. And when you're under pressure, sometimes you can neglect that. Very close round, that one. Here we go then, 36. Just notice in the corner, giving some attention to Vassallo's right arm there. I hope he hasn't picked up an injury. He has been snagged by injuries over the course of his kickboxing career, and just maybe this has made his decision. This is going to be his last fight, Tom.
Quite possibly, and as we all know, when you get to the age that these guys are at, they're by no means old, but mid-30s, doing this is by no means easy on the body, ladies and gentlemen. Both of these guys will take a good couple of weeks to recover fully from this fight. Their muscles are primed, raring to go, and they're giving it everything in there, and it just takes a second, just takes one small movement for something to go, and that's going to take a long time to recover when you're around about 35, 36 years old. But again, don't underestimate these guys, both still fantastic fighters.
And in great shape as well, Tom. It's got to be said about that as well.
A lovely switch there from Jason Vassallo, just coming around, thinking on his feet. Just the aggressor here so far in the third round is Jason Vassallo.
Well, he's got the centre of the ring, Tom, and you know, he can fight going backwards, he can fight coming forwards. Quite impressed with this Chris Deakin, quite a bit about him. I haven't actually seen him at close quarters, but he's acquitting himself as I thought he would. Yeah,
very well-schooled fighter, moves nicely across the ring. And Jason Vassallo, by no means, ladies and gentlemen, whilst we have him on our unofficial scorecards, as he scores a lovely turn back fist there, whilst we have him slightly ahead on our unofficial scorecards, by no means is he overwhelming Chris Deakin. Chris Deakin can still very much come back into this fight. As we have a big spinning back fist attempt there by Jason Vassallo, who saw that one coming a mile away, ladies and gentlemen, just slipped it. Nice double jab technique there. Again, testing. Chris Deakin will probably think twice before he tries for another big commitment technique along those lines. A good turn back kick there from Jason Vassallo, just missing the target. So Chris Deakin comes back with a lovely round kick of his own to end round number 3.
Yeah, well done, lads. Here we go then, round 4. We've got Vassallo ahead, but that's unofficial.
4 of 6 here, ladies and gents. 3 rounds remaining. But still, both of these guys looking exceptionally healthy in there, not breathing heavily. Chris Deakin's corner will have been telling him now he needs to start being a bit busier, start scoring a few more techniques on to Jason Vassallo, who's been greasy quick so far in this fight. Beautifully slips a turn heel kick there. And as we've been saying all the way through this fight, Steve, that's the difference. Instead of checking that turn heel kick, you see it coming before it's there, and you react to it.
Well, you know, both skillful fighters at the end of the day, and you know, you don't become a world champion for nothing. And you know, for many people looking at this fight this evening, they don't appreciate what gets them to this position. And all the years of hard training and the sparring and the road work, you know, to become a world champion is something special, and both these guys have done that, and it's a pleasure for us to be sitting here commentating on this evening.
It certainly is. I mean, as you say, you've worked with Jason for a lot of years now. I mean, what sort of commitment has he put in to get up to this standard?
Well, it's everything, you know. It's your whole life. It's the dedication. It's the clean living which he does anyway. But even if he liked the pint, obviously that would go out the window. You know, it's bed early, eat the right foods, and make a lot of sacrifices. And you know, he's got a young child. Lovely left screw shot there from him. He's got a young child. I'm not so sure about Chris, but you know, your family do suffer, and you know, but it's got them where they are, and you know, they are world champions, and what a pleasure it is for us to see them both here at the Circus Tavern.
Yeah, certainly. As we move into the final 10 seconds here of our fourth round, the time is absolutely flying by. It's so easy to watch two exceptionally skilled kickboxers like these guys in between the ropes. And again, for me, Steve, just another quick, easy round there to Jason Vassallo.
Here we go then, fifth round, penultimate round, and I've just had confirmation, Tom, that something has gone wrong in Vassallo's top of the shoulder, so he's basically, he's only fighting in there with one arm.
Yeah, very much as you say that, Steve, you can see that Vassallo just protecting that right arm, not bringing his elbow up high, keeping it very much down low, protecting it, protecting his face. Not throwing it with any kind of vim or vigour. But that's obviously one thing that he does not want Chris Deakin to know.
Well, he's very crafty. Been doing it too long, been in the game too long, been doing this since he was a young boy. Been with Steve Kerry's probably since he's been something like the age of 7. So, you know, he's been around it all, he's seen it all. My only one criticism, and he'll hate me for saying it, but I do say it, he does go down very low. And I've always said, you know, he's very susceptible. If these boys were to do their homework and watch how low he does go, they could catch him with rising kicks. But it's beautiful to watch these two fighters here this evening, giving a great display of kickboxing.
Yeah, certainly. As we're coming into the fifth round, our penultimate round here this evening, Chris Deakin hasn't really had an answer so far for Jason Vassallo. Vassallo's looked like a dominant fighter, by no means overwhelmed Deakin, but the man from Lincoln hasn't quite had an answer for the Averley man here.
Well, if it's correct that what I've been told, and I'm assuming it is, that he is fighting on one arm, then he's done exceptionally well to be this far in front anyway, Vassallo.
Yeah,
but,
moving well. And ladies and gentlemen, you can visibly see now protecting that right arm, keeping his elbow very, very low, fighting off his left only, and with kicks, it beautifully slips that spinning back fist attempt by Chris Deakin. And you can see here, Vassallo, former world champ, Chris Deakin, world champ. It's an international stage, and both of these guys are very much clued in as we move into our final round of kickboxing here this evening.
Here we go then, sixth and final round. And do you know what? I don't think they've tweeted he's got an injury. You know, if they was looking across from the corner, Tom, I feel sure they would have seen that, you know, attention was being put to his arm and his shoulder in particular. Nice double jabs there from him.
Lovely, and you can expect Chris Deakin, as he is now, ladies and gents, to come out here all firing. He knows he's behind on the judges' scorecards. He knows he's got it all to do here in round 6. The only chance Deakin has is to knock Vassallo out here in the 6th and final round. He's going to beat the man from Averley. Well, it's going to make for an exceptionally interesting round 6 for us, Steve.
Well, I know, I'm pretty sure he put in his local papers that, you know, he's won a world title, he's won a European title, he's won the British titles. But one thing would give him the greatest pleasure would be to take this man's scalp. I don't think he's done enough here this evening. It's a virtual shutout on all rounds to Vassallo. And this is not vintage Vassallo by any means, but then just maybe that, you know, Deakin's not allowing him to be at his best because, you know, two great champs in there.
Yes, certainly. That's part of it, as we haven't mentioned yet. It's not just overwhelming your opponent, scoring more points. It's stopping them, preventing them from doing what they like in there, from negating their game plan. And if you can do that, that's half the battle already won. And that's something that Vassallo has already done here this evening. It's been a virtual shutout, as you've said, across the fight so far. And Chris Deakin really does have to be a little bit busier here in the 6th round if he's going to have any hope of taking this fight.
Well, it seems to me he hasn't got an answer, Tom. You know, he is obviously very good what he does, but he just hasn't got the answer to Jason. Jason's too slippery, too cagey, and basically fighting on one arm, so a credit to him.
We have Jason Vassallo as we move into the final 30 seconds of our 6th round. Jason Vassallo's final fight here, ladies and gentlemen. This might be the last time you ever see this man step between 4 ropes, but it's been a fantastic last outing for the man from Averley. Really put on a great show for his fans. Great opponent in Chris Deakin, but he hasn't had an answer for the man from Averley. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like this one's going to go the way of the local man, Mr. Jason Vassallo.
Yeah, so well done to him. Well done to them both. Well done, lads.
Champions in the ring tonight. An absolute pleasure to watch these guys getting on in the ring. But ladies and gentlemen, we do have a winner. And it is your hometown hero, Jason Vassallo! Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a massive round of applause for his opponent, Mr. Chris Deakin.
Tonight, so many injuries, been here a long time. I just want to thank everyone, including Chris Deakin, for sharing the ring with me tonight to make this my last one. Again, another injury on my right arm, no excuses. I thought Chris was on it, but he kept coming. Respect, all fair play to him. Please put your hands together. Chris Deakin. I want to say thank you to Steve Perry, for all the hours they put in, all the boys in the gym. Worked solid with me, they knew it was going to be my last fight. And obviously it paid off tonight. One last thing, I just want to say goodbye to my mate Darren and Tina, and moving to Malta. I hope everything's alright there, good luck, yeah? Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jason Vassallo!